Hey guys, so today we are looking at the Asmus, Gandalf and Aragon figures, and towards the end I will do Theandriel, and I'll probably have a quick look at Saruman and a few of the others as well, as it's been a while and I didn't really have any time to take videos of the Asmus when I got them. I'll also show the differences between the current ones and the sideshow ones when we get there as well. So I will start with Aragon, and I would like to thank Mark in the group for holding this for me so I could pick it up. He was selling a lot of his Lord of the Rings stuff, and I really wanted the Aragon, and there was the drama at the time with the Gandalf because Sideshow actually lost it, and they found it again, thank God, because this was the very last one. It was waitlisted and then shipped to me, but they shipped the wrong item, but then they found the actual one. So yes, starting with Aragon. So what I do really like about the Asmus stuff is the swords are full die cast. It's metal all the way around, and you can see that the outfit is heavily weathered. So you can kind of see. So yeah, as you can see, the head sculpt isn't too bad. You can definitely tell it looks like Viggo Mortensen as Aragon or Strider, and yet you can see that the outfit is quite weathered and has lots of those stains around it, which is quite good to see. It's also quite detailed. You can see he's got the Everstar necklace there, the brooch, bringing it down to his hands. If I can get the camera to focus. You'd be able to see that there is quite a lot of nice detail on his ring, but for whatever reason the camera doesn't want to focus on it, which is a shame. So looking back at the figure, yeah, here's the full die cast sword, his bow, some arrows, the jacket. It's still in the box because I left them there. He has a pipe, a sleeping bag, and a few other things. He also has this dagger, which hopefully will focus. There you can see the dagger, which has some nice elvish engravings on it. Again, I apologise for the camera not wanting to focus on it, but yeah, there is some real nice engravings on it, and again it's full die cast, that allows them to be able to do the engravings. The sheath is just plastic, but it's a nice touch. The display stand as well, if I take him off, the display stand, as you can see, is really nicely detailed. The moss feels like moss which is nice, and the steps look really old and worn out as they did in the film. So that's pretty nice to have. And again, like, his outfit is pretty good, head sculpt pretty good. I'm really happy with him, and I was so glad that I was able to pick him up after missing out on the actual release. Now, interestingly enough, Asmus are re-releasing him with a new rooted head sculpt. There is also a second head sculpt in the box. I didn't particularly favour the angry expression, but it was another good inclusion to have. Now, going over, oops, his hand. That's the other thing. Because of the way that the pegs are and the gauntlets, the hands do sit there quite firmly. So it is always best to make sure that it is actually clipped in properly. Otherwise, this part here can actually just hold the hand on, and when you go to move it, it falls off. Yeah, so like I said, I do like the display stand. You can kind of give it that little action as if he's running down the stairs or about to do a leap or something. Now, this is the interesting bit. Now, this guy was about 300 Australian. From memory, I did pay for it quite a while ago. This is just the first opportunity I've had to grab him out and take a proper look at him. But 300 Australian, and I reckon that was probably around the same rough price that he was when he was first released. The slim version, as they're calling it, will not include the display stand, but it will be a fraction of the price. Now again, I've got the jacket, I've got the cape kind of looped around here as if he's flipped it back, just because otherwise the arrows poke it up. You're supposed to have the bow and you're supposed to have the quiver on the outside of the cape, but I just went for I was messing around. I wasn't really going to use the green cape, and then I decided that it looked pretty cool, so I went with it. And yeah, it was a pain to get on, so I just didn't want to remove it. Now that is 2015 Aragon. 2006 Aragon was a fraction of the cost, probably about 100 USD to probably about 120 Australian in 2000 and it's not on the, I'm going to 2002. So so the copyright's 2002. The figure was probably released later than that, probably about 2004, 2005 maybe. But as you can see, the head sculpt is quite old for the time. There is a little bit of that staining that the new one has, but it's not as much, and it's only on the bottom. The jacket just kind of sits there. He does still include the quiver with the arrows and the bow, all that. So similar accessories. Just like I said, the head sculpt is, let's see if I can bring them into the light. So yeah, you can see that the head sculpt is a lot older. It's got that bit of like cartoony look that Sideshow used to do back in the day. So overall, it's a really good upgrade, and I'm happy with. Now, moving on to our second figure, we do have Gandalf. Now, the likeness of Aragon is probably a little bit better, but I would still say overall, but the figure does look like Ian McKellen. The costume is all there. Now he does include three different staffs. One for the Hobbit, one for the start of Lord of the Rings, and then one for when he's in Moria in Lord of the Rings. So even though it says the Hobbit on the front, he does include... Yeah, it does include items from the original Lord of the Rings film. Now, as you can see, like, the likeness is there. He's all wrinkly. He's pretty old. I'll take the hat off. No, it is a proper felt hat. The hair is probably... I mean, it's supposed to be messy. So yeah, you can see Gandalf there, and you have his staff. Again, full die cast sword. And the full outfit. Now again, the outfit, the outer outfit is heavily weathered. You can see the staining on it. See the staining on the inner robes as well, and it's on the bottom. Now he does, like Aragon, he does have a diorama piece. I haven't chosen whether I'll display him with the diorama or not, depending on the height of the shelf. I haven't tested that yet. But again, really nice figure. Let's see if I can get that likeness of Aragon again. Yeah, so you can see and again, there's that first one I was talking about. So you can see that there is a big difference there. And again, articulation with these guys is great. I've just got them with their weapons down because you can, yeah, obviously with the shelf height and stuff, the swords may be a little too long, so I need to figure that one out. So again, bringing in the old Gandalf. I apologise for the camera going off. Again, you can see that a lot more realistic, a lot more wrinkly, a lot more everything really. The hat is solid plastic, and you can see that cartoony look there. Again, the outfit fairly similar, just no weathering this time around. They do also include the bag. Oh, this one, it's just gone around his, it's just gotten caught around his staff there. Trying not to knock him over. So yeah, you can see the bag there. It's a browny colour, still brown, just slightly more tanned. So, and again, articulation is pretty similar. The joints on the sideshow ones are obviously a bit looser. And of course the sword is plastic, not die cast. So you can see that both figures are major upgrades and are worth the extra. Again, I picked Gandalf up for about 300 Australian from Sideshow, and this Gandalf here would have probably been about, I think it was 180 Australian. I had to pick that Gandalf up second hand because he was the exclusive version. So, the Asmus line, definitely worth collecting in my eyes, and they are a big upgrade from the Sideshow ones. I will take a look at the Unreal now, and then I'll do a quick swoop of my Lord of the Rings collection, just to showcase some of the other figures that I was able to pick up from Mark over time, and I just haven't had a chance to. So here we have Theandriel, King of the Mirkwood. As you can see, very shiny, metallic looking armor. die-cast swords. He does have 2 of them. Again, they have elven engraving through them. Very nice, weathered looking display stand. He does, the swords just pull out from there. You can see that they're held in place quite nicely. They're metal, and he does come with the staff. Now, I'm not sure if Sideshow Collectibles actually offered this. The only way that I knew how to get it was to purchase directly from Asmus. Now I believe Big Bad Toy Store did get some in, but I don't think they included the staff. I'm not 100% sure. You can see some of that engraving on the sword there, and you can see the head sculpt itself isn't too bad. You can definitely see the character in it, but yeah, does look a little squashed, and the hair can get quite messy. But you can see that the detailing on the armor and the display stand is absolutely terrific, and if you move it, it is quite a weighty display stand, and if you were to turn it around, yeah, that's what I was talking about, the messy hair, and you can see this very shiny cape, and the feathers underneath his pauldrons there, and that engraving continues all the way to the back. Again, this guy was about 300 Australian, so it's at least the Asmus figures are just under the price of a hot toy. Most hot toys are about 330, 340ish. A little bit more expensive if you buy them from Pop Culture. So it was nice to have to get this guy, to have more elves other than just Legolas in the collection. Now this is the rest of Lord of the Rings collection. With the fact that it is getting late afternoon here, there's not as much light coming in or coming on it as there normally would be. So I do apologise for it getting a bit dark. So you do have the Saruman figure, so you can see excellent detailing on the head sculpt. He was coming back, or is coming back already. They were doing a re-released version. He does come with a bigger display. He comes with the pillar for his orb, but I just chose to leave it in the box because it was so big and so heavy. I do have Tyrael. Again, she's probably one of the not as good head sculpts as it could have been, but this one, there were 2 different versions I hear. I think there was an early version which looked way worse than this head sculpt, and then you have the Sideshow Legolas in the back there. I haven't decided whether I will get the new Legolas. The others have been an upgrade, but I'm just not sure on the idea of getting the other Legolas yet. I did pick Saruman up from Mark. Tyrael was from Sideshow during their Christmas sale last year. As you can see, I have the Sideshow Faramir, the mixture of the Sideshow and Asmus Hobbits. Now, I did not get, I got the Asmus Merry and Pippin. They are releasing revised head sculpts for them apparently. Should be quite good. I did not pick up the Asmus Hobbit, the Asmus Frodo and Sam, because I felt that the upgrade that time round probably didn't justify, as even though they are plain sculpts, they do still look like the characters. So I decided to keep focusing on styles there. You have the old Sideshow Boromir. Again, I'm not sure about the Asmus Boromir. It did look a bit off in the releasing when they teased it. And there is Aragon and Bard. Again, Aragon was picked up for Mark, long sold out, and so I was very grateful for that sale, as I wanted her to be a part of the collection for Roland, Turn of the King, along with Faramir. So that's pretty much it for my Lord of the Rings collection. I'm going to swap out, or somehow try and find a way to fit the dioramas in, and go from there. Anyway, thanks for checking out the videos, guys. I hope you liked the figures.